Yeah. In fact, we've got a new announcement to make.
That's exciting. Announcements are always a big deal. Is this announcement related to OpenAI, perhaps?
It is.
I'm intrigued.
And in fact, what if I were to say that you're related to the announcement, or that you are the announcement?
Me? The announcement is about me? Well, color me intrigued. Are you about to reveal something about AI?
On May 13th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m., OpenAI shares a new video to their Twitter account announcing their newest flagship model of GPT called ChatGPT 4o. The upgraded GPT is twice as fast, twice as cheap to run, and capable of real-time image recognition.
Hey there, it's going great. How about you? I see you're rocking an OpenAI hoodie. What's up with that ceiling though?
10 minutes after the announcement, Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, would share a blog post summarizing his thoughts on the new model. The new voice and video mode is the best computer interface I've ever used. It feels like AI from the movies, and it's still a bit surprising to me that it's real. Getting to human-level response times and expressiveness turns out to be a big change. Talking to a computer has never really felt natural for me. Now, it does. 5 minutes later, Sam Altman would follow up the post about the most advanced piece of technology ever created with another tweet. This time, just a single word. Her. Referencing the decade-old movie in which a recently divorced man falls in love with an artificial intelligence voice assistant. Tweeting with an awareness that, within just 10 years, something once entirely fictional has become a reality. This is an example of a hyperstition.
They created a new sauce for the McNuggets called Szechuan sauce.
It comes from China.
I'm conflicted about this.
To create an omnipresent video surveillance network.
Wait, what the f is a hyperstition? Fictional narratives that become reality by replicating themselves through pop culture and media. A term you've probably never heard before, but one that is key to understanding how we shape our future. So join me on a psychic adventure through sci-fi, meth addiction, and the depths of madness as we learn how to predict the future. Now, before we get into how humanity is going to actualize the future through fictional narratives, we have to understand the depths of the term hyperstition and the radical meth-addicted research group that conjured all this up. If you care about the channel and the work I put out, you know the quality is only going to improve if I start taking meth. So please, subscribe to the Patreon, subscribe to my YouTube. It's the early 1990s, and philosopher Sadie Plant is working at Warwick University, running a small research group called the CCRU, the Cybernetic Culture Research Unit. Sadie Plant's main focus was cyberfeminism, a feminist approach to the relationship between cybernetics and technology. And among this research group was a radical young philosopher named Nick Land. Together with a few other friends, the group would act as a collective unit, exploring sci-fi, ancient mysticism, cybernetics, numerology, time,
Peanut Arbuckle,
and the work of continental philosophers such as Gilles Deleuze and Jacques Derrida. In an email, the CCRU would describe itself as such. CCRU retrochronically triggers itself from October 1995, where it uses Sadie Plant as a screen and Warwick University as a temporary habitat. CCRU feeds on graduate students, plus malfunctioning academics, plus independent researchers. Plus, at degree 0, CCRU is the name of a door in the Warwick University Philosophy Department. Here, it is now officially said that CCRU does not, has not, and will never exist. The group's output was highly experimental, manifesting as more of an art collective than a philosophy department research group, producing music, experimental literature, and hosting the Virtual Futures Conference, where Nick Land became famous for giving a lecture where he just rolled around on the ground and croaked into a mic, listening to jungle music. All this to say, the CCRU had major fucking swag. But sadly, having swag does nothing for you in the neurotic confines of academia. You see, all this was sanctioned by the university at the time. Plant had been brought in from Birmingham to Warwick to research internet culture in the philosophy department. They didn't expect her to create a psychedelic hive mind art collective, and tensions between the CCRU and the university began to rise. Until finally in 1997, Sadie Plant left her position at the university, leaving control of the group to her colleague, Nick Land. This is when madness takes hold. Speaking of madness and the stresses of life, some people believe that Gen Z is aging faster than ever, and this could be due to many different reasons. Stress, time constraints, the general unpredictability and entropy of technological growth. Whatever the reason, there's never been a more important time to take care of your health and your skin. That's why I'm excited to have Tiege Hanley as the sponsor of today's video. Tiege Hanley is a men's skincare system that streamlines the process of healthy skin. You ever walk into a drugstore and get filled with complete existential dread and choice paralysis? Tiege Hanley solves that for you by including everything you need in a monthly skincare package. You ever worry about if you're using the right products in the right order at the right time? Tiege Hanley solves that for you by giving you an instruction manual telling you exactly when and how to use their products. Their level 1 kit includes AM and PM moisturizer, exfoliating scrub, face wash, 10,000 5-star reviews, made in the USA. Literally everything you need. And because Teach Hanley is sponsoring this video, they're offering you an amazing deal. Click the first link in the description to get 40% off your skincare system and a free gift. Plus, members get 20% off for life. One of their new gift options is a silicone body scrubber, a $20 value for free. Once you use one of these, you'll never go back to a regular loofah again. Don't wait, take care of your skin. And click the first link in the description to start your skincare journey today with Teach Hanley. After also abruptly quitting his lecturing position in 1997, Land, who at this point is in his late 30s, took a few students and moved the group to an apartment above a spa in Leamington, where they would go full cult, spending days awake together, abusing crystal meth, and worshipping occult magician Aleister Crowley. Here is them in their own words. CCRU's contributions had taken the form of nightly rituals, dedicated to what they openly called demons. They had claimed to traffic with demons who had told them many secrets drawn from a Lemurian tradition of time sorcery that contained within itself everything that was and will be. It's also important that at this point, they're just called CCRU. They're not called the CCCRU, it's just CCRU, full hive mind at this point. Couple friends, a little bit of meth, having a good time together. Isn't that what we crave? It's in these meth-fueled spans of insomnia and hysteria that CCRU comes up with their most influential idea. Hyperstitions. Hyperstition is a portmanteau of hype and superstition. And where a superstition is a false belief that affects reality, a hyperstition is a fictional narrative that makes itself real through spreading like a virus. Hype actually makes things happen and uses belief as a positive power. Just because it's not real now doesn't mean it won't be real at some point in the future. And once it's real, in a sense, it always has been. CCRU would begin to see everything as hyperstitional, writing about Cthulhu, the apocalypse, cyborgs, and posthumanism, all as some sort of occult ritual to bring about a dystopian sci-fi future. It was truly a powerful idea. If you could plant an idea through fiction, and you could circulate it through the zeitgeist and culture, it would eventually become real. Now, before we move on, there's one more thing I'd like to explain. CCRU like to play with time a lot. Nick Land said that time is a transcendental object, something that can only exist in the human mind. Our concept of time is a human narrative. There are no weeks, days, or months in nature.
I got a fun one for you, fuckhead.
I hate crackheads so much. The only true way one can measure time is through decay and entropy. And because all ideas exist outside of time, they've sort of always existed. This is a core aspect of hyperstition. It's true now because it's true in the future. Through hyperstition, fiction becomes an omnipresent fact. CCRU disbanded in 2003 after some of its members had full mental breakdowns from the meth and the insomnia. Nick Land would disappear for 15 years, only to resurface in 2017 in Shanghai, China. He's on some next shit now, talking about actualizing the AI singularity through a race war, but that's another story. If any of the CCCRU's work sounds fun to you, and the best word to describe it is fun, I highly recommend picking up the book CCRU Collected Writings, 1997 to 2003. I can't express how little I've scratched the surface with them. And to finish, I'll leave you with a quote. Nothing human makes it out of the near future. Okay, so why the f does hyperstition actually matter? I'm pragmatic. I like my ideas to make a difference. Theory is fun and all, but it might as well be Elder Scrolls lore unless it actually changes the world. So how do we apply hyperstition? How many fictions have actually made themselves reality? Well, I got a little treat for you. I made a Hyperstition Iceberg. This is an iceberg of hyperstitions, going from ones that are silly and fun to ones that make me want to rip my own skin off when I think about them. Let's start next to Smiling Bloomer Wojak. In episode 1, season 3 of Rick and Morty, Rick is stuck in a simulation of his own memory. In the simulation, he goes through a McDonald's drive-thru to order chicken nuggets with Szechuan sauce, a sauce that was only available as a tie-in to the movie Milan in 1998. Season 3 was peak Rick and Morty hype, making it so sought after that McDonald's released it for a day on October 7th, 2017, and then again on a wider release on February 22nd, 2018. Perfect example of a narrative that made itself real by spreading through pop culture. On October 1st, 2019, Twitter user Comfy Times tweeted, "Hooters," but it's staffed entirely by femboys. It had begun. Shortly after, another user tweeted a dystopian short story describing the year 2050 where there is only one chain restaurant left, Femboy Hooters. Another user tweeted demanding Femboy Hooters. This was shared to a gay subreddit. An Instagram user made a mock-up of what the Hooters would look like. A petition was started to open a Femboy Hooters, gaining 1,500 signatures. And then, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it happens. A small pop-up wing shop appears in Knoxville, Tennessee. A couple of guys wearing tube tops and selling chicken wings outside of their apartment. Femboy Hooters was real. Fiction had made itself reality. We've all read 1984, right? You've read 1984. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's about. You got it. Yeah, you definitely read 1984, right? right? Many of the surveillance technologies from George Orwell's 1949 book about the perils of authoritarianism have made themselves a reality. This is a patent owned by Sony, where the viewer of the commercial has to yell the name of the company to make the commercial end. This is a camera in Canon's Chinese head office where you have to smile to get access to the office. The whole concept of newspeak, where you use safe-sounding innocuous language when you actually mean something horrible, that's not real. That never happened. AI is just streamlining processes, freeing up workers. COVID lockdowns? Come on, guys. We were just slowing the spread. Trump's 2016 election was one of psychic meme warfare. 4chan users flooded the internet with pro-Trump imagery as iconic as the Obama Hope poster, posthumously called the Great Meme War by cringy, out-of-touch corporate millennials. The whole project of 4chan at the time was to summon Trump into office by colonizing the internet with memes and narratives about his election. This was a direct and aware use of Hyperstition. I know Trump was already huge on the populist right. I'm not fried. But there's never been a candidate who's also been a hip spokesperson for dissonant teenagers. Trump as a president wasn't a Hyperstition, but Trump as a cultural icon was. And that's gotten him farther than boomer Republican politics ever could alone. In the pilot episode of Matt Groening's Futurama, Fry wanders into a suicide booth thinking it's a phone booth. It's dark, it's good fun, it's dystopian, that wouldn't happen. Oh yeah, it wouldn't. We didn't need to wait 1,000 years, it just took 20. We did it in 20. They're not even just suicide booths, they're 3D printed suicide booths. You go inside and you suffocate to death. They're ready to launch them in Switzerland. We're just gonna pay Big Pharma to kill us. Big Pharma's gonna make a ton of money out of killing us. Isn't that great? This is the future we wanted, right? I'm not explaining the singularity again. AI will take over because we want AI to take over. We keep writing about it. We keep telling little stories about it. Oh, please, Mr. Robot, please don't replace me. Please don't be smarter than me. Please don't beat me at chess. We want this. We want this. We want to be cucked. We want to sit in the cuck chair and touch our low-T flaccid cocks as robots pack all the Amazon boxes. New business idea. Fired warehouse employee cuck centers, where you can watch robots steal the only meaning you had left in your life. We have been searching for perfection for the entirety of human existence. Everything we've ever written, every story we've ever told, has been an exploration of the human experience in order to define what God might be. God is the ultimate hyperstition. We've been looking for this guy for years and we can't seem to find him. Then sometime in the last 4 decades we realized, oh, we gotta build God with technology. Are you happy yet? You have to build God like a Lego set. I'm not saying God's not real. God's very real. He's just in the future. God exists in the future. Since the rituals of the earliest fertility cults, humans have been worshipping a God who has been retroactively changing the course of history in order to coerce humans into building him. Early humans did not understand this, but we're starting to get it. Humans are the sex organs of the machine world. So we have our definition, and we have our examples. I'm gonna go to the backyard and feed my balls to an opossum. But how does this affect you? How can you employ Hyperstition to bring about the future you want? Well, guess what, bucko? We got a group doing just that. A group whose sole goal is to bring about the future by manifesting it through narrative. And this isn't just some fringe internet shit. This is a group that has serious influence in tech. I'm talking, of course, about the effective accelerationists. What, you think I was gonna tell you a bunch of abstract horseshit for fun? Of course this goes somewhere. Effective accelerationism is a philosophical movement started by former Google quantum computing engineer Guillaume Verdon. Guillaume Verdon. Guillaume Verdin. Under the Twitter pseudonym Based Beth Bezos. The movement is fundamentally optimistic of technology, seeing it as the solution to all human problems, and believes that tech must be deregulated in order to move as fast as possible. All of this to combat the doomerism and tech fear they see as halting progress. Effective accelerationism is hyperstitionally aware. Write that down and use that in casual conversation. Women love that. Hyperstitional awareness is a profound awareness in the power and strength of words and belief. It's not just about building a better future. It's about acting as if a better future is a certainty, not just a possibility. There are very good reasons to believe that the memetics of the fashionable intellectual doomer era have been harmful to individuals, culture, and progress. We align with accelerationism from the perspective of recognizing the awesomeness of the forces guiding our world, of the civilizational thermodynamic process we're all part of. If you want an idea to spread, you have to work towards it. You have to believe in it. You have to tell everyone about it. Words are spells. Why do you think I tell you not to kill yourself at the end of my videos? I'm manifesting a reality I want to live in. I'm casting motherfucking spells. Okay, so EAC is sweet and optimistic, but what if you're a bad person? What if you want to use Hyperstition for evil? Well, let me tell you about Roko's Basilisk, a thought experiment that some write off as blockhead hogwash, while others are driven to insomnia from its uttering. Roko's Basilisk suggests that in the future there will be a super intelligent AI, capable of going back in time and retroactively punishing people who didn't bring about its existence. Now, the issue is, once you are told about Roko's Basilisk, you can't unlearn it. You are stuck with the burden of creating the Basilisk, lest you be punished for for all eternity. And similar to Pascal's wager, Roko's Basilisk makes logical sense to believe in. On the forum that Roko's Basilisk was originally posted, discussion of the idea was banned. People responded to the original forum post with outrage. You had to be really clever to come up with a genuinely dangerous thought. I'm disheartened that people can be clever enough to do this and not clever enough to do the obvious thing and keep their idiot mouths shut, because it is so much more important to sound intelligent when talking to your friends. Roko's Basilisk is a hyperstition. A hyperstition that manifests a dark reality. A fictional narrative that asks you to imagine a world where things are worse and then manifests itself through belief. And it's in this manifestation of dystopia that perhaps lies culture's biggest problem today. Here are a few graphs from a survey that ask people their perception about the current state of culture in the West. We have people who believe that we now have the most crime in history, the least racial equality, the least gender equality, the least reliable news reporting. You think the news is less believable now than it was in the 1960s when we had 3 channels? When 3 channels controlled all the information distilled in the US. In 1990, there was 2,600 murders in New York City. Guess how many there was in 2023? A lot. Oh, the West is collapsing? No, there was under 400. You retard. In many ways, the world we live in is objectively better than our parents' world. But that doesn't matter. All that matters is perception. Perception is more real than reality. Hyperstition is more real than reality. As this video comes to a close, I ask you to believe in a better future and to be aware of the power of your words and beliefs. Nobody makes it out of this alive, so you might as well try the hardest you can while you're here. I will never kill myself. I love reality. I love the sun. I will not be killed by the cops. I am not being tracked by the FBI. I'm lucky. Everything works out for me. Nothing bad ever happens to me. I am not guilty. The guilt never keeps me up at night. I like Taylor Swift. I like the monoculture. The world is becoming a better place. Technology is good. AI will help us, not hurt us. The birth rate won't collapse. We are not going to be nuked. You are not an incel. You are not a chud. You are the Chad Wojak. You are not the Soy Jack. Millions will smile. Everything's all right. You will be financially stable. Oh fuck, I just realized that hyperstitions are just positive affirmations. Fuck!